got this Ezekiel bread mix from the Bread Beckers last time I was in Woodstock, Georgia. And today, instead of finishing the mass destruction that I have inflicted on my house, I think I'm gonna make a loaf of Ezekiel bread. So let's do this together. This Nutrimil grain grinder thing, listen, I am not Laura Ingalls Wilder because I borrowed it from my parents. My mom has the newer one, or the stone mill that doesn't have all these pieces and parts. But while I was experimenting on whether or not bread baking was something that I even cared to do, I just have been borrowing this one, and it gets the job done. It's just a little messy and I don't love that. So this actually came pre-mixed, so I didn't have to mix it or think about it or whatever. And you can kind of see it's got all the different stuff in it. There's quinoa, the red kidney beans, and some lentils, red wheat, spelt, barley, lentils, millet, northern beans, kidney beans, pinto beans. It makes about 3 pounds of dough. So I am super excited to mix this up. My mom actually sent me a new bread recipe that requires a lot of autolyzation. So it's gonna sit for a while, absorbing all the water. The thing that everybody tells you, but you just don't know it until you experience it about this flour, is that it absorbs a crap ton of water. Whenever I put it in, like, and mix it with whatever liquid, it is always way thicker than I want it to be. And so I have to keep adding water and keep adding water and keep adding water. And then it's just a game, bread intuition. And I don't have that. So it's been a lot of experimenting to try and stretch the bread intuition skill. Never done the Ezekiel bread through here before, and I've actually never personally done beans, and it was different. So it took a little bit longer to mill, and I had to change my settings. I had to increase the motor speed, and I think it's because it was harder for the beans to make it through the mill, but it looks really good. You can kind of see how dang messy this thing is. If I had the one, like just the regular stone mill, then I could mill it directly into the container, and that way I'm not having to like clean a container, clean this filter. It's a lot of cleaning. All right, I am going to measure it out, and then I'm going to put it in my mixer. Obviously, again, this is the very Ferrell version of making bread, so I have to move some stuff around. Loopy. What's this? Pull it out. Maybe I just need to let it.
Ew, this is deep.
I am not some sort of a bread expert. I didn't grow up making bread. Like I said at the beginning, I am not Laura Ingalls Wilder. The reason I do this is because I want my boys eating food that actually like fuels them, not just fills them up. Like I need their brains to be working at max capacity. Most of the store-bought bread, even the ones that kind of look healthy, are made with refined flours, added sugars, preservatives, and totally stripped down grains. And considering how picky my boys tend to be, I need the bread to be 100%. It's made from the whole grains. Nothing is stripped out. You've got fiber, protein, nutrients all still intact. So it actually keeps them full for longer, and then it supports their energy instead of just giving them like a sugar crash. And this whole thing actually became way more important recently when my mom went through colon cancer. She made it to the other side, but it really made us all look a lot harder at what we've been eating, especially whenever it comes to fiber. And this has been the easiest way to take care of that without overcomplicating what it is that we're eating. I am not trying to be extreme about it. I do buy bread, but I do like having this as an option a couple of times a week, just so that, you know, we have something good and filling. The other part is that it does feel like it could be time consuming, but it literally took me 5 minutes of actual effort to make this thing happen. Like I just dumped everything into the mixer And then pretty much everything else was just time. Like it just needed to rise. And then I punched it down, cut it, put it in the container, and then, you know, let it rise again. Cost wise, once you have the grains, it's significantly cheaper per loaf than buying even like the good bread, or especially the good bread at the store, especially like the sprouted kinds or the actual Ezekiel loaves that you can buy at the store. So for me, it's not like to become a homesteader or self-sufficient or any of that kind of stuff, although I guess it's adjacent. It's really just making some small shifts so that my family is eating better every single day. If you've been thinking about trying to mill your own grain, I think it's sort of becoming a thing right now. It is not as hard as it looks. And while I have some of the equipment to do it, like I have the Nutrimill just because mom had that one, so I obviously have it at my house now. And then I have a Bosch mixer, which is 10 out of 10. I love that thing. I have a Vitamix that could mill the grains if you have the attachment for the KitchenAid mixer, if you have a NutriBullet and you want to try and, you know, grind the grains down. Obviously, there are going to be machines that work better for it, but, you know, I think with some practice and time and like learning that bread intuition, you should be able to make something really beautiful and tasty and good happen, regardless of the type of equipment that you have. I mean, you know, I think it can make the job easier, but it doesn't render it completely impossible if you don't have all of the things to do it. So I think this was a success. The Ezekiel bread tastes pretty good. The boys liked it. My mom brought over a loaf of, it was hard red wheat and kamut flour. It was the same recipe, but it was obviously done so much better. I'm practicing. I'm getting better at it. I'm enjoying it. I have the stuff. I think time on task over time makes things better. So that's a little bit why I'm doing it. I'll probably share more about it as time goes on, but I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, I don't think.